Being the first ever survivor-related addition to the game, Dusekkar is a playable support-based character in Forsaken. Along with being the first ever survivor-related addition to the game, he brought with him a brand new passive ability, Levitation, which lets him levitate rather than walk. This just simply means he doesn't have footstep sound effects. His first ability, Spawn Protection, lets Dusekkar cast a protective shield on another survivor for up to 3.5 seconds, with a range of up to 95 studs, and the tracking can be done on PC with the mouse cursor. While active, the shielded ally gains resistance 4, and Dusekkar is given slowness 3 while aiming the ability. The shield can tank a lethal kill shot that would have killed your ally if they hadn't been shielded, making it a really good lifesaver if your teammate is low. However, after taking the lethal hit, or meeting another requirement such as broken line of sight for 2 seconds, or if 3 or more Dusekkars are shielding at the same time, in which all shields will break, and all Dusekkars are given blindness 3 and slowness 3 for 6 seconds. If a player is anchored, being killed, or protecting another survivor with Spawn Protection, another Dusekkar, the ability will fail to launch and you will not be forced into cooldown. After a player has been protected, no other Dusekkar or yourself can give them another shield until 25 seconds have passed. Dussekkar's second ability is Plasma Beam. They spin their staff for 2 seconds before firing a beam with a range of up to 75 studs, just 20 studs short of Spawn Protection's range. While casting, Dusekkar is given the equivalent of slowness 2.5, aka 25% reduced movement speed. The beam can only hit one target on each team at a time, one killer and one survivor at a time. Striking a killer gives them slowness 2, or 20% reduced movement speed for 3 seconds. Striking a survivor, on the other hand, grants them speed 1, or 10% movement speed boost, for 4 seconds. For balancing, the duration of the speed boost is reduced by half a second per each additional Dusekkar that's alive. The beam also gives overheal of plus 20% over regular HP. It's kind of acting like a bleeding shield. Think of like Team Fortress 2 overheal. Of course, for balancing purposes, for every Dusekkar alive, it is reduced by 2.5 HP. Dusekkar's milestones represent when, in his lore, he attempts to revive Sheletsky, who was known as Telamon at the time. Milestone 1 replaces Dusekkar's clothing with a white and gray shirt with gloves, alongside with new dark gray pants with brown boots. This also gives Dusekkar a 3D white cloak, similar to Dusekkar. Milestone 2 gives Dusekkar a blue cloak with a hoodie and a wizard hat logo on it. This also changes Dusekkar's clothing coloring to blue and white. Milestone 3 changes Dusekkar's clothing from the previous milestone to a more ragged and dirty variant, glowing. Almost golden horns have been added and are extruding from the top of Dusekkar's head. The last addition to this milestone is a golden shoulder pauldron added to the left arm. Milestone 4 replaces Dusekkar's clothing with even more dirty and worn clothing. The shirts and pants are now armor, as well as adding 2 glowing neon horns this time with a fading orange gradient extruding from the head. The golden shoulder pauldron now covers more of the arm, and the main addition to this milestone is the staff, which was originally the Staff of the Wind, if I'm correct, being replaced with the Blade of Dusekkar, a Roblox item obtained by redeeming a code from the Dusekkar toy, but this sword is tailored to Dusekkar and Dusekkar alone, which means that it has to have some form of connection to him in his attempt into bringing back Sheletsky. Dusekkar, or by his real name Matthew T. Dusek, was one of the first Robloxians, entwined with magic and creativity itself. Him and Builderman are huge reasons for how Roblox is today. Dusekkar is co-workers and best friends with Sheletsky, who is also known as Telamon, who was the 3rd ever employee of the Roblox staff, with Dusekkar being the 2nd ever employee. However, Dusekkar and Sheletsky's partner, Bright Eyes, became more and more worried for Sheletsky due to his change of behavior. His arrogance was rising more and more as time went on. This was due to his rise in power and is also after his exposure to the Necrobloxicon. What happened with Dusekkar after this isn't known. It is only known that Dusekkar was taken while he was asleep, which means the Spectre couldn't run it one-on-one with an awake Dusekkar. Keep that in mind. This means the Spectre had to nerf Dusekkar into the ground. And also, since I didn't want to support really bad people by buying the golden skin, this footage was recorded on Forsaken Sandbox. The game will be linked in the description below. Shout out to Objection for helping me record this LMS footage.